Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm talking about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just wanted some soup. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, oh yeah, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear a super cool shirt, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my PlayStation shirt. The original PS1 vintage, 94. Oh, I love the original PlayStation. It is my favorite video game system of all time. It was the first video game system that I was ever able to actually buy for myself, albeit with Christmas money and some help from family and stuff. But the bulk majority of it was me cashing in. I grew up as a PlayStation kid, you know. I mean, prior to that, you know, NES, Super NES, Genesis, love them. All amazing systems. But the PlayStation was really like the first system that I felt was like my system, you know. That was the one where I was like, yes, this is it. And to this day, I think the PS1 library is one of the best libraries of all time. I'm a huge nerd for it, you know. For whatever reason you ever want to chat about video games, please feel free to comment, because I will go off for quite a while. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Soup! So yeah, I decided I was going to go over there and grab myself some lunch. What with it being Thursdays and all, there's a particular place that I occasionally like to get stuff from on Thursdays because, well, they have like a double points thing on their app, and it's the only fucking restaurant app that I have. That happens to be, boom, Potbelly Sandwich Works. And I've reviewed plenty of stuff from Potbelly at this point. Typically I review their sandwiches, and I will be reviewing a sandwich after this review. But I also knew that I wanted to go over there and get something. I didn't want to get a couple of sandwiches like I normally do, you know, trying to eat a little bit lighter. So I went over there and I got myself, boom, it's soup. But not just any soup. It is Potbelly's garden vegetable soup, which consists of beans, carrots, corn, celery, mushrooms, onions, peppers, potatoes, zucchini, and light tomato broth. Ooh. I'm usually more of a, you know, heavy protein soup guy, but I'm certainly not against a vegetable soup, man. You get a good vegetable soup, that can be amazing. Let's find out if this one's amazing. Oh, yeah. Soup. I mean, it's a thick soup. I appreciate that. Let's get a thing for a thing. I can't really do any better than that. We're just going to go, ha, 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 ha. Normally, I'd like to, like, show off some of the soup, but it's soup, so. Ooh, it's very thick. Okay. I probably could have got a better picture. Oh, well, too late now. I mean, not really, but still. Ooh. That's good. Yeah, that's probably good. I mean, a lot of times with a vegetable soup, at least in my experience, they tend to be a little bit more watery with the broth. And that's not inherently a bad thing, you know. But this is almost thick enough to be like a chowder, you know. Like, it's actually got like quite a bit of heft to it. And I appreciate that they have a wide variety of vegetables going on in it. You know, I like that you've got corn in there, you know, gives a little sweetness, a little extra texture. Carrots, of course, always a staple in a good vegetable soup. Again, a little bit of sweetness to it. Definitely. Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of beans as the base. I would say I feel like there's more beans than there is anything else, which probably makes sense. I imagine beans are probably the cheapest thing to toss in there. I will say one thing I'm disappointed I'm not seeing more of are the mushrooms. I'm personally a big mushrooms fan. So I was excited when I saw that there would be mushrooms in here, but quite frankly, I'm really not seeing any mushrooms. I mean, to be fair, they might be chopped, but like, I'm not... Part of the fun of eating a mushroom is that it looks like a mushroom. So yeah, I don't know if I really got any mushrooms. Maybe it's in there to some extent, but yeah, it's definitely not a significant player in this, which to me is really sad, because again, I really like mushrooms. Onions are nice. Like, I love a French onion soup, so, you know, as long as they're nice, they're cooked out and everything, they're not, you know, too sturdy. But at the same time, you don't want them to be outright mushy either, so. Yeah, it's good. I wouldn't say it's like holy shit amazing or anything, but it's pretty good for what it is. Like, it's got some depth. It has a little complexity, not a lot, but there's so many different vegetable elements going on, so you're gonna get, you know, a little bit of something, but they're also pretty well blended together. And then again, you also have like the beaniness of it, you know, sort of an earthiness. And then, of course, you have that underlying tomato broth, which is nice, but I will say for me personally, if I were to rework this, I would knock back the amount of beans, and nothing against beans, but, you know, just me personally, I would knock back the beans by about 50%. I'd up that tomato content, because I personally would like to see a little bit, I'd like to have a little bit more acidity to it, you know, to kind of break up some of the other elements. I'd like more mushrooms for sure. Yeah. But it is still good. But I really do have to say, like, I feel like it's, in terms of, like, flavor profile, I'd say you probably got about, like, 40% bean. Then you've got maybe about, like, you know, hell, I'd say probably 50% bean. Then you got maybe, you know, like 40% tomato, and then you've got like the rest of everything kind of filling it in. So, yeah, it's still good, but it's a bit bean heavy in my opinion. Two questions have to be asked though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure. I'll say this, it's not my favorite, excuse me, it's not my favorite, like, side, you know, soup or what have you that I've had from Potbelly. You know, I think I would get, you know, even like their cheese and broccoli, or, you know, their chili. This one would be kind of on the lower end of ones that I've had from them. It's not a bad soup, but I think for me, for my personal tastes, I like a soup that's got some acidity to it. And I really have to, like, you know, deduct some points, because I was really hoping for some nice mushrooms in there, and I don't think I got any. So for me, it's a nice soup, and I could see having it as an option. And I've talked with some people who actually really like this soup, and that's fine. I'm not trying to, you know, but again, I think just for my personal taste, it didn't wow me the way I was kind of hoping. So while I would get it again, it wouldn't be a go-to for me. But if I'm recommending it, I mean, sure, it's still a tasty soup. I would say it's definitely way better. As much as, like, I've, you know, levied some criticism against it, it's way better than you would expect for, like, a chain location soup. Like, it doesn't feel like they're skimping on it. Well, they kind of does with the excess amount of beans, if I'm being honest. But it's a hearty soup. It's got depth. You know, it doesn't taste like just some, like, I've had worse soups from, like, proper sit-down restaurants, you know? So, credit where it's due. Does it work perfectly for me? No, but you might take away more from it. Plus, you know, of course, I'm sure location to location is going to vary to some extent. Maybe some put mushrooms in there. It's like it says that they're supposed to on the website. But I do think it's a good soup, and yeah, I mean, if it's something you want to get or something you want to grab, sure. 5 things before you get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly mushroom-tastic rest of your life, because mushrooms are good. Stop denying me my mushroom goodness. Final two things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your opinion on mushrooms? They're very, very divisive, you know? Like, literally my 2 best friends, they won't have anything to do with them. And honestly, probably even, like, my 3rd best friend, I don't think he likes mushrooms. I am kind of alone in my love of mushrooms, but I love mushrooms, man. I grew up eating them. My dad got me into them, and, you know, he was a prolific cook of mushrooms in his time. He found so many ways to make mushrooms interesting. And they're gone forever. But anyway, let me know your take.